Welcome to Mirror Mirror. I'm your host, Jessie Harbison. Mirror Mirror is a bi-weekly podcast featuring interviews with interesting women about their favorite beauty products and beauty philosophies. You can find more information about Mirror Mirror, including information about the products discussed with our guests on our website, mirrormirrorpodcast.com. You can also find us on Instagram and Facebook. We're at Mirror Mirror Podcast. This week's guest is Hayley Williams. Hayley is the lead vocalist for the band Paramore and the co-founder of an innovative hair dye company, Good Dye Young. Hayley and I talked about why she decided to go blonde after years of dyeing her hair vibrant colors, and how self-expression helped her to cope with depression and anxiety. We also talked about Poser Paste, Good Dye Young's new line of washout hair makeup that comes in colors like neon pink and yellow. And of course, Hayley told me about her desert island beauty products, including her favorite drugstore eyeliner and the products that helped her to overcome acne. So I hope you enjoy this interview with Hayley Williams. I wondered if you would tell the listeners a little bit about how you got your start in music, and how you started making music professionally.
Wow, we started really young. The guys and I met in school. I had moved up from Mississippi, and I was interested in making music, and I knew I wanted to be in a band. You know, I wasn't really sure how I was going to go about it, but then I met Zach at school, and he introduced me not too long after that to Taylor, and you know, there's been many iterations of Paramore. There's been we were all just a group of school friends, and there's been people that leave and come back and leave again. It's been insane. But now here we are. It's 2017. I think the first show we played was in 2004, and I can't really believe it. Nashville's obviously very musical, and when we started playing shows, which we didn't play many, but when we did, we opened for Copeland at the end, and it was I felt like we had made it. You know? It was our first show. I mean, we were a bunch of kids, so people took notice of that, and pretty quickly we gained, a lot of attention locally. And I was working with someone because I was doing random stuff, like writing with this person over here and demoing, country songs for people and getting $50 for it. I was just interested in music and being musical. So we were really lucky to we kind of hit the ground running, to be honest, and ended up catching the attention of people at Fueled by Ramen, people at Atlantic, and yeah, now we're here. Now it's been 5 albums, and we're still, I'm going out with the guys tonight, and it's a real, I'm so relieved that I get to do that with my life.
Something I wondered about, though, and I often wonder about with people who are in the spotlight from a young age, is how that shaped your own perception of yourself. Were you shaped by how other people viewed you? And how did your own sense of beauty and your perception of yourself, how was that shaped by being in the public eye, as a young teen and a young adult?
That is a great question. I'm 28, and I'm still sort of navigating through my own perception of who it is that I think I am, and my own reflection, which I do see projected, in places that I never would have dreamt of, and then I also see it in the mirror in the morning, when I wake up, and that's me. That's who I really am. I've had some serious bouts with myself about it, because at a really young age, I was very adamant about the person that I was within the band. And I also got a lot of attention aside from the guys, because there weren't any females that were doing the kind of music that we were doing at the time, and not at the level, which was this sort of it wasn't necessarily underground, but it was we were on an independent label, and we were kind of trucking along doing our thing. So I was the only girl all the time, and I was very adamant. I remember one time, we did a photo shoot for the first album, and I wouldn't wear makeup, and I was adamant that I would look like the guys, because I didn't want to stand out. And the guy was the photographer, bless his heart, he was will you put some chapstick on, or and I remember him handing me some chapstick brand chapstick. You know what I'm talking about? Like just like
oh yeah,
just like we're not even talking like tinted Burt's Bees. We're talking like dude chapstick. And he was like, please, for the love of God, just try. And I was like, fine. You know, and then that slowly progressed to, I think I had a pretty healthy, you know, like growing into makeup. I think it was pretty healthy. We went to Japan for the first time and I got very excited that I was seeing other girls my age use makeup more as this tool for expression rather than like, I'm going to look like Vogue magazine. So I came back from that really excited, and I spent from 2006 to you know, around the time that Riot came out, really discovering makeup and discovering myself as a girl, and kind of being okay with being a girl. And I went through various versions of that up until recently, and now I, you know, at a certain point I had to bleach my hair. I had to say, I don't want to look like the version of myself that everyone thinks they know. You know, because I've done that and I've lived that, and I'm also going through a lot, and I just need to strip it all the way back to this, you know, I just need to see myself, whatever that means.
Yeah, well, you know, it's interesting because people have made a lot of the fact that you have blonde hair now.
Yeah.
And it seems that people ascribe a lot of meaning to the fact that your hair is blonde. I wondered how that felt to have people like write think pieces about the fact that you have blonde hair. You know, it's funny because I wondered if you ever, kind of along with that question, ever felt like maybe some pressure to stay with the aesthetic that you had as a teen. And other people are allowed to move on from that, but when you're in the public eye, you're not.
Yeah, that is crazy. That actually, I'd never realized it until we came home for a really long time after Self-Titled, and that was only like 2015 we finished that album cycle. So I started realizing how much of my identity was wrapped up in, you know, articles that had been written about me, or, you know, a photo shoot that followed me all through my 20s. You know, I knew that I didn't relate to that person anymore, but no one else did, you know, because they don't see the person that I see. Yeah. And they can't help that any more than I can, really, at the end of the day. So I kind of had to shut everything off. I stopped tweeting. I deleted my Instagram for a while. I took a long break. And that's, you know, what's weird about that is that's actually risky in this like day and age, like for a musician or for an artist, for a person that's in the spotlight, to just kind of like cold turkey shut everything off. I don't even know that I realized how risky it was at the time, but man, it was the best thing that I did for myself, because I spent all my energy focused on what was really in front of me, not just like this little screen. And I think that helped me get in touch with myself better, you know. I definitely still see like Misery Business Hayley kind of around, and that's not me anymore. But that's also, I have to accept that that's not me and be okay with that, you know. And so here we are. Like I know that people have heard me say things about having blonde hair, and I know that they do ascribe meaning to how I present myself, because I ascribe meaning to it. And whenever it's time for like some neon version of myself to like be born again, then it'll happen.
Tell the listeners a little bit about the moment that you decided to dye your hair blonde. And for the listeners out there, Hayley has always had kind of like a rainbow hair, like some orange or pink, you know, neon hair. And so it being blonde, that's why we say it becomes a thing. But tell the listeners a little bit about deciding to dye your hair blonde, which, by the way, it looks awesome.
Thank you.
It's like you've got a little Daenerys Targaryen thing going on. It looks great.
These roots are serious, though.
Oh, I can't see them. You're wearing a hat.
Okay, that's right. I forgot I was wearing a hat, actually. That was the summer of, it was last summer, 2016. And I was talking to my mom. My mom actually stayed with me for a while, because I had a really rough couple of years. I went through a lot of personal things. The band went through stuff. We were writing a record, which now I'm realizing more than ever how deep you go into yourself. And sometimes, I mean, it's great for an artist, but it can get so unhealthy in there, because it's just dark, you know? and you got a lot of stuff to work out all the time. So I spent a lot of time within myself, and that is what forced me to understand the contrast between what I felt I was, who I felt I was, and this person that's on t-shirts and in posters or whatever, you know. It was really hard to feel the shift.
How do you separate yourself from that person?
Well, a lot of it was taking time away and being home from tour and taking time even to not write. You know, I remember Taylor and I had tried to start writing the record in late 2014, and then again in the middle of 2015. And I just, I was going through stuff I couldn't express. I couldn't put words to any of it, and I needed to just rest and be myself. And my mom and I were talking about it one day, because like I said, she was just with me all the time. If I wasn't at the studio, I was back home, and she and my dog were there, and we just would talk forever. And I told her, I said, you know, I'm having a really hard time because I started this company, this, you know, Good Die Young, and I'm supposed to be this colorful, exciting, vibrant person. And I said, to be honest, I've never been more depressed in my life, and I really need therapy, and I really need people to stop telling me that they think I'm perfect, or that, you know, that I do this or that right, or, you know, looking up to me. I just need to be messy for a while. And I said, I always used hair to do it, and I think I'm going to do it again, but I think I just need to bleach it. And I called Brian, my friend, who, you know, my best friend, my hairstylist for 10 years, and my partner in Good Die Young. And I said, you're going to hate me, but it's time to bleach the shit out of my hair. Like, I don't want to see a trace of color. I don't want to know myself for like 5 days. I want to surprise myself every morning when I look in the mirror, because I want to have to get to know this person, not based on how I present myself to the world, but I'm going to use this tool, this one tool that I know works for me. Yeah. And so he was like, all right, I got it. I get it. It's fine. And he was like, I don't know what we're going to do with Good Die Young, but I'll see you tomorrow. And that was it.
You're not just in Paramore. You mentioned this company called Good Die Young, and y'all make some semi-permanent hair dyes, and then a new product that we're going to talk all about later in the interview called Poser Paste. But Brian is your business partner and also kind of like your beauty guru, personal beauty guru. So tell the listeners a little bit about how y'all met and maybe why y'all connected.
I was looking for, I basically was trying to do something with my hair that I knew I couldn't do by myself. Or I wasn't really willing to try it because we had to shoot a video the next week. And I saw this salon in Franklin, which, you know, Franklin, it's not exactly East Nashville.
Yeah.
Like, it's very...
Franklin's like kind of the like old money part
it totally is.
Of like suburb of Nashville.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Yeah. It's very gridded and, you know, all the words that I would probably ascribe to a suburb. It's just it's more plain, really. And I kind of walked past this salon called the Pink Mullet, and I thought that was really funny. It's still there, by the way. And I was like, maybe they'll know, like, maybe someone there can help me and just get me ready for this video. And I walked in, I met Brian. He was actually an intern, but he, like, I went there a couple of times, and he ended up being the guy that worked on me every time. You know, like, he was just like, even though he hadn't been there very long, we just connected. And I think one of the girls there that like ran the salon knew that. So we became pretty fast friends. And about a year later, he flew out to shoot a video with us and do my hair and do the guy's hair. And that was kind of the beginning of the end for us. Like, we just, like, I was never going to go to anyone else. Yeah. I knew it. He was my friend. He was my dude. And, he created the Misery Business hair. He created, like, the Crush, Crush, Crush hair. And, like, literally every video since then.
Colored hair when you were first starting in the band?
I tried.
Did you do like manic panic in your bathroom? Yeah, been there, done that. Yeah.
I did, and see, like, I wasn't always allowed to bleach. It was more like my mom was like, well, I'll take you to my friend at this salon and then we'll let you bleach your hair. But I wasn't really, you know, And I was a pretty good kid. I was. My mom was a single mother when I was very young, and then again when I was in what is junior high? Like 6, 7, 8.
That's junior high, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, because, we kind of ran away from Mississippi and got away from her situation, which wasn't healthy. And then my dad's side of the family kind of soon followed. And I wanted to be down with my mom. Like, I wanted us to be cool. So I remember, there was time I loved the Distillers. I loved Brody, and I wanted like a mohawk, and I wanted cheetah print hair, and I wanted a septum ring, which I did end up getting later, but twice. But I definitely like wanted so badly to express myself in those ways. But my mom would always be like, please just wait a few more years and see if you still, and I kind of always was like, all right, that's fine. And then what ended up happening is I joined the band, and the guys and I spent so much time together that we would get really bored. Like, we would just be like, okay, we're done with band practice. What the hell do we do now? And we would walk to Walgreens, and one day, mostly we would buy candy, but this one particular day, we bought black hair dye. And the guys were all like, because we were into like a lot of like Christian metalcore bands. Like,
Say no more. I know exactly. Yeah.
We were just like Rocket Town kids through and through.
Oh, see, I grew up in Nashville, so like I know exactly what. Yes,
you probably saw us, and we're like, oh god.
No.
We spent one afternoon, like the guys dyed a big chunk of my hair black, and I dyed, Josh and Zach's hair black, and we all had like matching haircuts and hair. Like, it was nuts. I'm so excited that it happened, but it was the worst thing for my hair because I kept trying to dye it, box red, like just whatever like L'Oreal color I could find.
Yeah, I call it like my so-called life red.
Yes. Yeah. That's really all
Angela
I wanted.
Chase red, yeah.
That's so real. So I, like, once the black was in there though, my hair looked brown. It was so...
The worst.
It was bad. Like, go to our first album, and you can see the worst of the black chunk right here, but the rest of my hair is just brown.
Yeah.
It's so strange. And I don't look good with brown hair.
Yeah. So did you go your mom took you to somebody that fixed it, that gave you what you wanted? No.
Because remember, I was like, oh, I'm like one of the guys. I'm like tough. I'm going to be fine. We went to do that photo shoot I was talking about with the chapstick. Yeah. And that's when I was like, okay, I'm bummed about my hair. But I left it for a while. And then when we were shooting, we knew we were going to shoot that video. Mm-hmm. And that's when I met Brian. But when we met the director, like 6 months before we actually shot the video, he was like, I'm gonna take you somewhere. And he took me to this place, Shane Drake, he took me to this place in Beverly Hills. Yes. Ooh. He did take me somewhere in Beverly Hills. I had no business being there. And and he like gave me like cool bangs or whatever and layers in my hair, and that was like the first time in years that I looked feminine as a teenager. Yeah. So, and then Brian kind of like, when we did the video, he like kind of made it cooler and put yellow tips in it.
Yeah. Well, Hayley, I want to talk a little bit about poser paste.
Okay, yes.
Because you brought some with you today. This is such a cool product, and I want you to tell the listeners a little bit about it, and why you decided to make this product. It seems very unique to me. I don't know if there's anything else like this on the market, but so tell the listeners a little bit about it.
It is unique. I'm really proud of that. That a lot of that has to do with Brian formulating something really special with the lab that wasn't like a gel. Like originally we thought, okay, we're gonna make a temporary gel because we've seen those and we know that they work, but we'll figure out how to make it better. And then we realized, like, if it's going to be better, we should make it better. We should make it a product that like, lives with people a little bit better. It's a styling product. So I think, especially, like, if you've got short hair or if you're someone that already puts, like, maybe more like a pomade type feeling product in your hair, there'll be no learning curve, really, for you. For me, now that my hair is really long, I was kind of like, all right, like when Brian was like, hey, it's a paste. I was like, it's a paste? Like, what? Like how? And I've been kind of getting like learning new ways that I like to use it all the time. So I've used this one a good bit. It smells so good.
I swatched it on my hand. I swatched the paste on my hand, and it smells incredible. And so there are these styling pastes, and it comes in yellow, red, right, pink. I love X-Girl. I love the Gwen Stefani color.
Yeah.
I love that.
The red, by the way, we are formulating it, but it's not finished yet.
Okay, gotcha.
So we don't quite have a red. I should have brought pink because it would show up a lot better.
Oh, and you're putting it in your hair. Oh,
yeah.
So this is the Steal My Sunshine. Is that what you said? It's like an acid yellow color. And so it gives your hair this temporary color that looks as if, you've got this neon hair, but it washes out in one wash, right?
Yeah. So this is it.
It looks so good. Okay, so she just put it in the tips. It really looks like you've got a really cool yellow ombre tip.
It's so strange, but yes, it is. It works. It's better, like, I should have brought a little comb because that's what I like to do. I like to put it in kind of thicker than I even just did and then brush it out.
Yeah.
And then it gets really almost like powdery, and that's how I like to wear it the most.
Oh, man.
But I've been thinking, I don't wear my hair up as much lately, and I've been thinking I want to put it up and then just like really glop it in my hair,
Like slick it back.
Yeah, and then like leave my bangs out and crazy, but do something where like on the sides it's really slicked and colorful. I want to do that, but I haven't yet.
Well, you can though. That's the great thing about poser paste is that you can do I was looking at some photos online. Something that I think is really cool about it is that it can show up in dark hair, which, and if any of the listeners out there are like me, as we discussed earlier, if you've ever been a 12-year-old in the bathroom with some manic panic with brown hair, it doesn't work. You got to bleach it first. But that's the great thing about this is you can kind of maybe test it out. We talked about the smell a little bit, but tell us a little, it's very nourishing, right?
Yes.
And it's got essential oils in it. So tell us a little bit about the formulation.
So kind of in keeping with our first launch, which was the semi-permanents, the semi-permanent dyes have bergamot and sunflower seed, and they're really... Man, they smell incredible, but they feel so good on your hair. And Brian and I researched, I've been into essential oils for a while. In fact, I thought I brought some for this, but I didn't. I got into it when I was stressed all the time, you know? And anxiety, I think, plays such a huge factor in how we view ourselves and how we view the world around us. It's really crippling for a lot of people. And we researched kind of, we say die happy all the time, DYE happy. That's one of the brand slogans. And we were like, what are some happy oils? And bergamot was at the top of the list along with other citrus oils like lemon and orange. And so when we made this, we had already done bergamot in the semi-permanent. We added sweet orange to the bergamot. And that's why this one smells a touch different than the dye, but I'm obsessed with it.
I love the way it smells. I keep smelling my hand.
Yeah,
it smells so good. And it's got, here I wrote it down. It's got sunflower extract in it too, right? So it's going to kind of help your...
Yeah, it's a UV protectant. It's
awesome.
Really, really good for your hair. And so are the bergamot and sweet orange oils as well. They all have great skin benefits, which... obviously a lot of people aren't plastering this to their scalp, but it's anything to keep any piece of my body a little bit healthier is great. And so it's just those added benefits.
You posted an Instagram recently and the caption really kind of stuck with me. And it was something about how when you sometimes sit in Brian's chair and he will do your hair and makeup, how much better you maybe can feel afterwards. Yeah. And you said, expression is survival.
Yes.
And you've talked a lot recently too about struggling with depression and anxiety. And I wonder if you can expand on that a little bit. The idea of expression being a tool to deal with, I've deal with depression too. And so I think it's a way that I really used to be able to deal with those problems. I wondered if you could talk a little about that.
Totally. I would love to talk about that. How much time do you have?
All the time in the world.
Oh man, this is my love language is to get into these conversations. I had never had experience firsthand with what I call darkness, but it's definitely depression and anxiety. I'm careful, like in certain venues and certain places, how I talk about it, because I just, it's such a sensitive thing. But I feel like I can safely say, you know, it was really hard for me to have any hope. I didn't like myself anymore. I was searching for a million ways that I could find out really like who's underneath all this to see if I might like her at all. And I quit the band. It got really bad. You know, it was just kind of like, I'm done with, I'm hopeless, but I'm also going to go ahead and just shut off every possible, you know, opportunity for hope to come back into my life. And I'm just going to kind of self-sabotage for a while. Yeah. And I'm good at that.
Yeah, me too. I get that. Yeah.
The only thing that helped me was the fact that I mean, I'm lucky enough to have good friends around me. And I will say, you know, Taylor, my bandmate, who was my only bandmate at the time, you know, told me, we could totally pack it up. You can stay, you know, quitting the band if you want. Like, you can not do this anymore. And I'll still make music with you if you want. But I really think you just need to give yourself a couple of weeks, and let's go and, like, we can go hang and talk about it, and then take all the time you need. But maybe if we did just try to write for fun, maybe if we just, you know, create something, or I don't know. Like, I remember him kind of telling me that I had a choice, and that was very freeing. Realizing you have a choice is sometimes, you know, when you feel powerless and you feel hopeless, it's the only bit of power, or kind of, power isn't the right word, but it's the only positive thing that you've got in those moments is a choice. Because there's one of two choices, and one is negative and one is, you know, positive, or at least more positive than the other. So I was like, okay, I'll take some time. And, you know, little by little, we did start to create music, and a lot of times I would hate what I was writing, because I would think, this is so elementary. This is like A-B rhyming schemes, and just like, you know, just dumb thoughts that aren't complex, and they're not deep enough, and I'm not writing at the level that I should be. And now, like a year and a half later, after having written some of these songs, like Caught in the Middle was one that I was kind of like, why am I like die, cry, you know, like I was just like, this is so annoying. And now it is my favorite song to perform. It is probably, like, to me, the most truthful that I've ever been in a moment, in a particular moment. And I just feel like, wow, you really can't discard any feelings. They're all valid, and they're all important. And that's when I started liking myself again. Yeah. Because I realized, wow, even some of my dumbest thoughts are still thoughts that make me who I am. And honestly, maybe if I hadn't had those and I kept them bottled up, maybe I wouldn't be here. I don't know. Like, I really don't know. Yeah. And so, yeah, I at this point, I've rambled for so long about it, but I think expression is survival to me, because I've seen it save me in so many different aspects of my life, whether that was hair and fashion, and having an avenue to be a weirdo and express that way, or music, you know, and I'm learning more about expression just for myself in my own personal relationships. I'm learning more about my personal voice that isn't for the radio or for a CD, but it's about speaking my truth, whether that's in relationships or, you know, it's hard to learn the difference. It's been hard for me to learn the difference.
Well, you were so young.
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of like learning to re-engage with other people and yourself in a way that you know, because how do you do that if you were so young when you started?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like, now when I see 16-year-olds, I'm just like, let me cradle you.
I know, right?
Take care of you. But I was like in a van traveling with a bunch of dudes playing shows. You know, it's God, it's so humbling to think about, like, everything we've been through and done, and I feel very lucky that I've done it, and also, like, how are you here still?
I think that this is a good time to transition into talking about the products that you brought today.
Yes.
You look to be a natural beauty guru, so based on what I see here. So tell me, can we talk about the May Lindstrom stuff? Because I have been like desperate to try May Lindstrom. I told you before we started recording, I was in LA and I went to Detox Market and I was like, how do I need it? Yeah, I know. So, and you said one of these products helps with your acne, and if anybody's listened to the podcast, you know I have activity on my face. So tell me and tell the listeners a little bit about the two May Lindstrom products you brought and why you like them.
Okay, so this one actually I just bought and I'm excited to try it. I have not tried it yet, but I still wanted to bring it.
Pendulum Potion. Oh, it's a cleansing oil.
It's a cleansing oil.
Have you tried cleansing oils before?
Yeah, so I use this right now as I double cleanse. But
okay.
I've always double cleansed and not known I was double cleansing.
Right. So were you always double cleansing? So the one that you say that you use now is this SW Basics apricot? I don't know.
Tomato.
Yeah, right? Oil cleanser. And I love this brand, and I know you do too.
I love them.
So when you say you were always double cleansing, what were you doing? Like, were you always oil cleansing? Or?
So, no. From a very young age, my granny, she would give me her old Merle Norman, like, cold cream.
God bless.
God bless.
Yes.
I mean, that shit you'll shine like to the gods.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
It's so serious.
God, Merle Norman. That brings back so many memories.
I mean, literally, it's like, it's mineral oil and petroleum is all it is.
Yeah.
So, I used to use that post-show and then wash my face. So I would do my regimen after the fact because I had to get that makeup off.
Yeah.
And I really didn't wear a lot of makeup, but I felt gross. I felt like, ugh, I got to get it all off. And that's what I learned how to wash my face with was Merle freaking Norman. Help me. So
when did you start transitioning away from using Merle Norman to using some more not sophisticated? Merle Norman is sophisticated.
It is. It's a sophisticated Southern lady.
Yes, exactly.
It's very real.
Did you go straight into using this SW Basics? What was your...
Let me think. Maybe, yes. Because the reason that I stopped using Merle Norman was because my skin got so bad and I couldn't figure out how to fix it.
Yeah.
And obviously now, you would know this if you have any struggle with skin whatsoever. It's not topical, like most of the time. It's internal. So I started like researching the internal and then kind of realizing like the ingredients do matter, and sometimes that is topical. Sometimes it's things you're ingesting, and sometimes it's things you're putting on your skin. Mm-hmm. So I just kind of slowly started trying different things, and around that time, doing a lot of research and being on like different blogs. I can't remember which one I found SB Basics on. So I've become friends with Adina, the founder. She is the best. She's like my business mentor. She doesn't even really know it. We met because I made a post on my Instagram. When I first made Instagram, it was like before Self-Titled came out, and I was like, ready for tour, and it was like literally just 2 SW Basics products, and of course I wasn't showing all the millions of acne, cleansing things, because I just thought these look so beautiful.
They are beautiful. The packaging's gorgeous. Yeah.
And they've always been, even when she was such a small company out of her kitchen in Brooklyn. So she wrote me and was like, this is so cool. My husband and I totally know your band and I'd love to send you stuff. So I just kept testing out her products. I got to test the oil serum before it came out. It's one of my favorite products that she has.
Really?
Yes. It's got like turmeric and coffee oil, bean oil. I don't know. It's got a few different things in it, and I don't use it if I'm super, super broken out, and I probably should, but I still get weird sometimes with oil.
Me too. So, I feel like it's just so finicky as to which oils are going to break me out and which aren't. Have you tried Vintner's Daughter?
Everyone tells me to try
really?
it.
Okay.
Have you tried it?
Yeah, I have it downstairs.
What do you think?
So it doesn't break me out.
Really?
I really like it. But you might like it if that's because I think we might have kind of similar skin.
Yeah.
So how did you when you were researching and figuring out how to deal with your acne, that's when you started using products like this,
Yeah.
like SW Basics.
Yeah.
But it seems like you use a lot of natural products looking here on the
I
table.
do.
Is that by design, or is it just that those tend to be the products you gravitate towards?
They're the products that I found when my skin started clearing up.
Yeah.
And they worked for me, and I also do like supporting that initiative, like the Green Beauty Initiative. I think it's like of utmost importance that we start to educate, especially younger generations, about like what we put on our body, what we put in our body. But I'm not like too precious about it. There's definitely a few things at home that I have that aren't. And for instance, I go to this. So this is KH Skin Lab. Carrie Hayes, she's in town. She's in Green Hills.
I love Carrie.
She is the best.
Yeah.
She did
She did
you.
Mirror Mirror. So
Yes.
Carrie, for people out there, is a facialist here in Nashville that's incredible.
Yeah.
And so do you go to her for facials too?
For almost 10 years now.
Wow.
Which is really weird, but it's almost been 10 years.
That's nuts. So, and you have a couple of the products here. Do you do dermaplaning with her? Did she teach you to shave your face?
Yeah, I was supposed to bring a daisy razor.
Yeah.
Which I love so much. I have tattooed on me.
Oh my God.
I love a pink daisy razor.
Yeah, well, there's something about it.
Oh, they're great.
And is that what you use?
Yeah.
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 So for the listeners out there, if you haven't listened to Carrie's episode yet, she basically, when you go get a facial there, she's like, all right, I'm going to teach you to shave your face. And you're like, what? No. But it's at-home dermaplaning, basically.
Yeah, that's all it is. And it actually, I've been seeing more like blogs and posts about it, like Korean skincare and women that are doing this in Japan, and and it's very normal, but it's not normal here yet.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Maybe
it's like,
it won't be ever. I don't know.
Maybe not. So tell me about, this is the main thing I'm interested in from this line, the May Lindstrom line. This is the other thing you brought, is the problem solver.
Yes.
Okay, and first of all, for the listeners out there, it is in the most gorgeous black lacquered. It's luxury in a bottle. You said that this helped a lot with your acne, right?
Yeah.
So tell me why it's good, and is it worth the price tag? That's what's been holding me back.
Yeah, the price tag is no joke with May Lindstrom.
This is like a powder.
Yeah. It lasts forever.
Do you have the little bowl that she sells to mix it with? So tell the listeners how it works.
So, okay, I discovered May Lindstrom on probably the chalkboardmag.com, and I love that blog or that site, and they often will interview beauty business people, and I loved her philosophy on beauty. She was a model that really struggled with acne, and she obviously was wearing tons of different types of makeup all the time, so she had to just strip it all the way back and kind of refigure out her body and her skin. And in the process, I'm not sure at which point she did this, but she ended up moving and lives on this big tons of land.
Oh, does she live on a farm?
I'm pretty sure that's the deal. It's kind of like Tata Harper.
Yeah.
She sort of grows stuff that they harvest and use, and it's a very sexy brand. It really is. Even her Instagram, if you follow her or the company, it's very sensual, and I think it's very intentional too, because this product, the Problem Solver, has cacao in it and very rich smell, warming kind of ingredients. But the point of those is to activate, bring blood to the surface of your skin and help your skin regenerate itself and have more oxygen and heal itself, essentially. So when I was reading about her experience and the way that she formulates and the care that and the time that's put into it, I was like, all right, I know I'm going to go broke on this shit. It's just only a matter of time. And I ended up doing it for Christmas for myself. I bought a few products, and I just keep buying this.
And it helped with your acne?
Yeah, so the way that I use it is, I try to always make it a treat, because I try to eat, my skin got so bad at one point that I just didn't enjoy makeup anymore. I didn't enjoy skincare anymore. So I try to keep this fun for myself, or luxurious for myself. So I only use it really often if my skin gets if I'm we're on a tour and my skin freaks out, then I'll use it 3 nights in a row.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, I use it once every couple of weeks, or I might spot treat with it, you know. But I try to keep it special.
Yeah, well, because it is so. I mean, it's like you said, and I'm very with you that I love stories behind brands, and the branding is very important to me, and it's very, there's something very sensual about it, and so it's nice to use it, save it, and use it as like a ritual.
100%. There's other products that I use in her. I've bought at this point all the products at different times, and I bought the good stuff, which is like her body oil, like the sexiest thing I've ever owned, like just far sexier than I'm just like, I don't deserve this. This is so nice. It's so fucking good.
You're convincing me.
I can't tell you enough how, I mean, if you're going to get 2 of her products, get the Problem Solver and get that. If you have to pick one, do the Problem Solver.
Okay, you brought some RMS products.
I did.
Tell me about which products you brought. Do you love RMS? I do.
I love RMS, and I think it's amazing that you love them, because if we both struggle with skin problems and we both love a coconut oil-based skin line, that says something.
So you brought the Uncover Up, which is this incredible concealer.
That's like the hero product to me from them. They I think this is what they sort of started with, and I discovered them. We were on Warped Tour, and my skin was, I can't express how bad my skin was at this point in time. And we went through New York, and I had been starting to learn more and researching, and I was like, RMS, I know they'll have it at this place. I went, I got it, and I wore it in the hot, disgusting Warped Tour summer, and my skin never like made the problem worse. It just covered. It stayed on when I was sweaty, and I fell in love with it. So I still use this. I use
which colors? It looks like, do you blend them together?
Yeah, well, I tried so first they had only 0, then they came out with the 00, and I got that one.
Yeah.
This is the triple, and I use this the most. I'm so freaking pale.
I am too. I get it.
But I like it also because if you ever are into any type of contouring, you can actually, her products work for that.
I've noticed that.
Yeah.
Have you tried her new eyeliner?
No.
It's really good.
I brought her new lip stuff.
Oh, crap. Let me see it. Okay.
I use grandma colors on my lips. That's what I like.
RMS just released a line of lipsticks.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
I love it.
This is so fascinating to me, and this is called Brain Teaser is the name of the color. It's this gorgeous dusty rose that this line works for both of us because it's like you said, it does have coconut oil. It's coconut oil based, but it has never made me break out, not once.
Yeah, that's kind of what convinced me about clean beauty. I was like, all right, there's something to this, and I love it, man. This line it's beautiful. First of all, I love packing this stuff for tour. This is their
do you have the palette?
Yeah, it's like the all-in-one thing. It's a little messy, but
that just means that you've used it and loved it.
Yeah.
So this is the Signature Set Mod Collection. And so this has, do you use the luminizer, the living luminizer?
Yeah, I love it. I really love it.
That's, to me, is the best product. And that's her highlighter. So I love these. And it looks like you've got the powder as well.
I have 2 powders. So I recently started using this more because I really just am down with being dewy. Like if my skin's not broken out like crazy, then I like to be dewy. But I've used this since I was 18.
I've read or maybe seen a video of you talking about this. It's La Belladonna compressed mineral foundation. Yeah. How do you use it? Like with a brush, fluffy brush? Okay. Yeah. And do you use it as a foundation or just as like a setting powder?
You know, I kind of use it as a setting powder, but the thing that I like about it is it's got some mica in it. And it's when I wear that and then this, which is they're kind of like their highlighter, I get more compliments.
Really?
Yeah.
And this is the La Belladonna compact color folio in the Lumiere.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really pretty.
It's really pretty, and it's really complimentary on like a lot of skin tones. So when I wear that, people think like I'm not wearing makeup because it glimmers nicely, and people, oh god, oh wow, you're so like if I wear that's it. So I keep that around.
Where do you get this stuff? Where do you say? Yeah, I've never seen it. I don't think the La Belladonna. They used to have
it at this place in downtown Franklin, and I used to live in downtown Franklin. So I would go and like stock up for tour. Now I just have to order it in bulk for tours.
See?
Because this really, truly, this and this La Belladonna Compact and then this 00 or 000 are kind of my desert island. Like,
Yeah.
really, at the end of the day, I just want my skin to look clear. I could have no other makeup on, but if you think my skin is clear, I'm happy with that.
You brought some Milk and Glossier
Yes,
products.
I did.
So which products did you bring?
Okay, so from Milk, I brought, my favorites are more their holographic things. I think they really win with that. I mean, don't get me wrong, their Blur foundation is sick. We use it on stage.
Really?
It's
I've never
amazing.
tried it before.
It's great. They're good at formulating products that I think are competitive with other people in their game.
Yeah.
But also they do bring a bit of clean beauty knowledge to it as well. Like a lot of oils, healthy oils. Try this one too. I put this on top of that sometimes.
Okay, so what you brought it's the highlighter in Supernova.
Yeah.
And I just put it on my hand. And then what you just handed me is the liquid strobe. And I'm putting it over. Oh my God,
Isn't
it's
that
too
sick?
cool.
It's so like Y2K ravey.
That's what I love about it. I mean, it's very year 2000.
Yeah, it's
incredible.
favorite. It's like, have you tried this? Oh my God, it's so cool.
It's got like very large chunks of mica in it,
Yeah.
but still finely milled.
That one's a bit bolder than say like the stick, like the hollow stick.
That one, the stick that I put on the Supernova, that one it's got mica in it, but it's not glittery. It's just shimmery.
Yeah, you have mermaid skin when you do that.
Mermaid skin.
It's for sure mermaid skin. This is this reminds me when I would go to the skating rink and I'd put my hair up in a French twist with butterfly clips and I'd just be like, glitter!
Bath and Body Works all over.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
Like, this is that to me. This is my adult version of like my Friday night skate center. Well, in Meridian it was called Skate Odyssey.
Perfect.
Here it's Skate Center.
And which Glossier product did you bring?
I brought the two simplest ones if you're gonna dive in. Boy Brow. This is just the clear Boy Brow.
Really?
Yeah, and then the balm.com, but I recently got the birthday cake one.
This is their lip balm.
Yeah.
And it's meant to smell like the Momofuku birthday cake.
Yeah.
It smells really good.
It does. I mean, it's so nice.
I've been meaning to order it because I can't find my cherry one. And
right.
obviously, too, for the listeners, Boy Brow looks like a mascara wand. You put it on your brows, and it's crazy. It's it's the best thing in the world.
Yeah, I really like it because I've been through many, as everyone has, many phases with my brows. But truth be told, I mean, I love to have nice brows, but I've kind of let them like just do whatever the past 2 years. And this is great because I don't really want to walk around with like big arches and anymore. Like I did that.
Yeah.
I just kind of want to have whatever I've got, but just like clean it up a little, and that's what this is great for.
I mean, it's been very like life-changing for me.
Yeah.
I know that sounds very over the top, but
That's why it stays sold out, man. This is a sick product. They killed it.
You got to get it on auto renew. That's how you get around it being sold out.
Yeah.
So you brought a couple scent products. Are the last products on the table?
Except for this, we have to.
Oh wait, what's that? I didn't see that.
This is my best friend.
Tell me what it is.
So
it looks like Maybelline.
It's actually Wet n Wild.
Wet n Wild.
It's the cheapest thing on the table, and it's my favorite thing on the table.
Wet n Wild Mega Liner. Tell me everything about it.
So, Wet n Wild's been kind of crushing it lately. I'm not sure if everyone will know this if they're not kind of like scanning the drugstore aisles for new products, but they are vegan and cruelty free. They're like, to me, they're like a heritage brand. Like they're like, so they've been around, they've been through all the phases and all the fads, but they've like outlived them all, and now they're creating these really cool eyeliners.
Yeah, this is a liquid eyeliner in a pot. What's nice about it is it's got a brush tip, which is what makes you be able to get like a winged effect way better than with any other type of eyeliner. And it's the Mega Liner in Voltage Blue. It is the coolest blue color.
It's the best blue.
It's gorgeous.
Like, even if my hair was orange, I would probably still use that because it's just such a cool blue. But I kind of rediscovered my love for expressive makeup, especially like after this, we talked about kind of this dark period of my life and kind of me still learning ways to come out of that and like see myself when I look in the mirror. That was such a great tool for me. It was like such a hero. Because it started with like, oh, here's a cat eye today. Then it became like going to the studio kind of wearing goofy clothes with the guys. Like there was this one particular day I went and I shopped for the guys at Urban Outfitters and I bought Taylor all these like kind of like African tribal print button-up shirts and like, and then like me and then matching shirts for the three of us. We kind of had like a lot of goofy days like that in the studio. And then I bought this and it went really quickly from being like, oh, I want to make my eyes look pretty to I want to draw on my eyes. So big dots and circles all around or like lines, which we've carried into stage looks. So for Told You So, I had 3 dots here and 2 dots here. And that all that inspiration came from this product.
I love that
Yes.
it turned into, a whole look.
Yeah.
Just from this one product. And it's beautiful. It's very opaque.
Yeah. They really killed it. I have not tried the other colors because I always go back to that, but I bet they're just as nice.
Oh, I can't wait. I need to go to the drugstore.
Yeah.
Well, because, and I've been looking, Rite Aid.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Ever since Solange did that blue line under her eye, I've been looking for a blue eyeliner and now I found it.
This one is sick. Some days I feel like maybe I don't do something like consistently and it'll come off quicker. Other days I sweat. I'm like moving and grooving through the whole day, and I get home and my they're perfect. So I don't exactly know what I'm doing wrong on the bad days, but this
maybe just like some days you're sweating more. Okay, I cannot wait. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, I will. I love any like drugstore find.
Yeah, same.
Because we can go from like the May Lindstrom, but sometimes you just gotta have like a great drugstore eyeliner.
Sometimes you just want to go down the street and like buy some things with your emotions.
Exactly.
That's what it's great for.
It's perfect. So tell me about the scent products that you brought. You brought a candle that I gasped when you took it out because I've been wanting to try it. It's the Le Labo Palo Santo candle. So tell the listeners a little bit about this and why you like it. And then you brought some like roll-on perfume too. Yeah. So tell us about both of them.
These are, so for me, self-care is like I get time alone either in a hotel room or at home in my house. And right now my house is just in shambles because I moved and I'm renovating a part of it because it's a very old house. And the thing that makes me feel like it's home is when I light a candle.
Yes.
And the smell is for sure part of that, but even just the glow of it. So there'll be some days, my favorite thing to do is come home in the middle of the day and get ready for something at night. And I like the way the sun's going down and I had this house in LA and my bathroom had pink cherry wallpaper. It was like an Andy Warhol print.
Was it like Scratch and Sniff? I think I've seen this. Yeah, that you had. Yeah.
It was the best. And the way that the sun would come in and glow, I would take like a 4 p.m. bath and light like one single candle in there, and I felt so at peace. And somehow, even though I've moved a couple of times since then, it's still retained its specialness to me. So sometimes this morning I was very nervous about a presentation I was doing for Good Die Young and along with some artists in our incredible community here in Nashville. And I was just like nervous. I lit without even thinking about it. It was like all of a sudden like there was fire. I was like, oh! I like woke up and I felt an instant shift in like my mindset getting ready. And I just think there's things like that people have that they know that's their thing. And this candle, this is my current favorite scent, this Palo Santo one. Before that it was Wasabi Mint by Is it Archipelago? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. I've used Wasabi Mint for a long time, but yeah, this one I love.
Le Labo does really incredible scents.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting you say it's not just about the scent; it can be about the fire itself. Because I think there can be something really powerful about fire gazing, just kind of looking at the candle as it's lit, and something very calming about it. So I think that's really cool.
I went to a therapist too. Actually, our entire band went to this one incredible man named Al, and he would light a candle at the beginning of everything. And he said, I can't remember what the backstory about it was, but it was either either I don't know if it was like if this came from like Christian. I don't know. I really don't know what it was based in, but he was like, when the fire is on, God is here with us. And so I always remember that too, you know?
I love that.
Yeah, and it's just like, that's a simple thing that I think about when I light a candle.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's this whole sensory thing. Mm-hmm. And tell me about the amber roll-on that you brought. I've been really curious to try that stuff.
So this stuff is no joke. I love it because a lot of people do wear that Le Labo Santal 33
Santal 33.
or
Sometimes you go in a place and you're like, everyone here's wearing Santal 33.
That's why I refuse to buy the candle. I only will buy the Palo Santo candle because it's like, to me, it's still special and doesn't smell like anywhere else.
Exactly.
I know tons of people have it, but this to me is it's like a version of that smell.
It does.
It has notes that are the same, but it's unique, and also because of like the kind of product it's like a clean beauty product. I think that it kind of rests differently on everyone in a different way than the Santal
33. Yeah, this is, and it's A-M-B-R-E and I call it amber. I don't know what it is. And this is the unmasked essence. I'm gonna roll a little on.
Yeah, have some. I've gifted that to like the girls from Bleach. We did a tour and I like walked in one morning. They're like, "You smell amazing!" So I gifted one to them. It's like, I love like talking about it because everyone loves it, but it also does smell just only like slightly different on everyone that I've smelled, and I love that.
It smells so good. I just rolled it on. It is reminiscent of the Santal. Yeah. They must have similar scents, but there's something different about it. There's something a bit cleaner about it. And this amber brand, it's like essential oil based, I think.
Yeah, it totally is. I've not worn the other scents. Like, I've not tried them, but the reason I got into that is a woman that I work with, our business manager's wife. She was kind of one of those people in the last 2 years that we would go and have coffee and she would just talk and sort of like pour into me, you know, and I was just like, man, we had these incredible conversations and it really helped me to grow in those moments. And she wore this and I would tell her, like, sometimes I don't even open the door yet and I know it's you. I can smell and it's so nice. And so she bought it for me.
I love that. And they come in 5 or 6 different scents and they're really nice. They're these roller balls and they're awesome. Cool. The last product that you brought is Justin's peanut butter cups.
The dark chocolate ones.
They're so good.
I mean, let's have one. Can you talk on the mic?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Same. I can too. There's only 2 more. Katie, I'm going to split this one with you.
My God.
We have a friend in the studio.
Yeah, we do. Who has been so kind and quiet. It's crazy.
Gosh, Katie.
Normally people jump in. But, oh my God, I'm so excited.
Okay, I'm just going to eat this on the mic. Have you seen the video of the woman like eats pickles and shit?
Yes.
I hate it.
The ASMR girl.
I hate it.
Me too.
The audacity of her.
I know.
I mean, honestly, I'm so grossed out.
It's foul. Yeah, we both have obviously watched it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Why do we both know?
Sometimes it's 2 a.m. You can't sleep.
Get away.
Oh, I just did it straight into the mic. I was like, I'm just going to do this ASMR thing for these people listening. I instantly feel better.
See? Self-care.
Man. Hayley, this is a revelation. I'm sorry I ate your last peanut butter cup, but I really enjoyed eating it. Okay, good. Well, I have loved sitting here and talking with you.
Oh, man. The best.
You're a product junkie, and I love that you have so many different types of products from different types of brands. I think it's great to see that you obviously see positive things about all different types of beauty brands. Yeah. Before we go, I always ask people who their real life beauty icons are. So this could be somebody you know, or a celebrity or whoever. Who do you look up to?
Oh man. So honestly, I've got a couple. My granny is one. She is 71 years old, and first of all, you'd never know it. But she's also very frustrating because the woman has the skin of first of all, I don't think I can describe it, but she just has this beautiful, glowing, like English rose kind of skin. And it totally came from her mom, who I called Patty, and I remember Patty, and I remember, like, how she looked. And so Granny is like, first of all, she knows exactly who she is, and she's one of my best friends. So when I hang out with her, I always joke with her, like, oh, you got one of your outfits on, because she just has, like, every color polo shirt and, like, cute little skinny jeans, and that's just, and her kids, and that is her. And you know, like, it's her outfits, and she'll dye her hair with, like, Good Dye Young and, like, do that. But as far as, like, how she, like, presents herself, it's just, she just knows herself, and she's simple, and yeah, not fussy about beauty, but definitely loves to feel beautiful. And my mom's mom was that way. Nana was that way too. Like,
really,
Nana would always joke, like, how vain she is. Always had her almond, like, kind of mauve nails, like, still probably does right now as we speak, like, in Texas. And always wore Oscar de la Renta, you know, sparkle powder or whatever it was. And, like, her, you know, I feel like I was very blessed with incredible grandmothers who, like, I don't know, they just kind of knew, like, how they wanted to feel and look. And also there's something about that era, you know, the 60s and the 70s and the 80s too, like, of beauty and the way that women really took time, especially, like, the 60s. Wow, you know.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
And they were part of that. So I love to talk to them about that, and I love to see how things have changed for us, but yet we still pull from it completely. So I would say, you know, I mean, especially because I spend so much time with Granny, she definitely is a beauty role model for me. And then there, you know, there's always, like, Debbie Harry. You can't ever really go wrong.
Oh, no, you can't.
No.
Well, and I love that your grandmother's your beauty icon, because it sounds like she's in the place where this has come up a lot in this interview, where you're on your journey to being, which is like comfortable in your, and not even in your skin, but just knowing that, this is my look. This is who I am.
This is who I am.
Yeah.
Sure.
And so you know, I think the older we all get, the closer we get to being that person.
Yeah.
So Hayley, thank you so much. I have loved this. Oh, I've had the best time.
Yeah.